Adagrine, the city of progress, a shimmering gem of wealth, technology, and magical advancement. Here in the Valley of Rivers, at the heart of the peninsula, is the largest city in recorded history, an endless sprawl of people extending from one end of the horizon to the other. It is a place of great opportunities and great struggles. Despite the city's great wealth, for every gold coin there are many hands outstretched, some in desperation and some in greed. This city has grown rapidly over the past 100 years, becoming the center of modern civilization and commerce for much of the known world. Though, for many who live here, it is little more than an endless sprawl of people, problems, and tribulations. Tens of thousands of desperately poor citizens inhabit the outer reaches of the city, hoping to one day find their way into the avails of providence and privilege. Despite knowing this to be near impossible, with no knowledge of life outside the city, these urban survivors have no choice but to give it all. Beacon, an especially poor district at the far northwestern edge of the city. The streets are barely maintained, residential buildings are packed so densely that many have begun stacking multiple homes on top of each other. Even those lucky enough to run legitimate businesses here are in a constant struggle to survive. On one crowded street, moving through the horde of peasants like a feather on the wind, a messenger en route to a familiar tavern. Val, describe your character, please.
You see about like 5'8", 5'10"ish, like a teenager, almost an adult in the world. He's barefoot, just because he likes the feeling of the ground beneath his feet. Brown hair, just taking in the sights, sounds, and smells of the city.
Okay. As he heads into the tavern, Remus, the tavern keeper, greets him with a smile and comes to receive his letter. Impatiently, he tears it open, and as he reads, his face twists into an angry scowl. Those lazy bastards. You boy. You're friends with Timothy and all those other odd characters, aren't you?
Yep. Did you have something going on?
Well, yeah, here's the deal. My water's been down. Don't know why. Those lazy pipers aren't planning to do anything about it. I'll be out of business if it keeps up. Tell your friends you can get my water back on. I don't care how. I'll give you a free meal and a warm bed tonight to sleep in. I know it's not much, but it's the best I have to offer you.
Well, it's more than I can get with these 2 coppers, so I'll head out.
Well, that's true. Probably don't want to go showing everyone those.
Too late now.
Hey, look at me, everyone.
I'm rich.
All right, well, faster you can move, the better, because, I don't know, if I lose one more customer, I think that's it for me.
And Davin will run out of the tavern just like saying, "I'm fast as the wind."
Fast as food.
Perfect.
Just
all right. So Davin heads at full speed.
sprinting.
His bare feet slapping against the cobblestone as he runs. He's heading towards Western Beacon, where the Echo Academy is. It's a rundown college of arcane arts. Was once very prominent, but because of the bad neighborhood it's in, it quickly got outshined by other larger, wealthier academies. He arrives at the western wing of the building and immediately spots an elvish girl crawling out of a window from the top floor of the library. Cheryl, describe your character.
Rivera has wild red, messy hair with like a braid on one of the sides. Her copper skin is adorned with white tattoos on her face that look very elegant and elvish. She has worn down and dusty clothes. Her skirt is like hiked up so she's able to move proper with clips, and she's got a leather corset that is also accented with leather bits and pieces on her tunic, and she just looks down at him, I'm guessing, because she's up higher, seeing Davin. She's like, "Oh, Davin, what are you doing here?" And she just climbs out and dusts herself off. She's only about like 5'6" in height, and thunder with a leather case on her back.
Have you seen Nim? Nim's good with water, right?
Yeah, I mean, I know where he is. He's usually always in a secret spot. So why? Do you need him?
The bartender said he'd give us a free meal and a place to stay for the night if we could fix his water issue.
Food. Oh, that sounds great. And a bed. Okay, well, why don't we go get Nim? Like, that sounds like luxury right now. Like, I need to stop sleeping in the cobwebs. Shall we?
Yeah, I imagine you have to get a lot of cobwebs to make a bed.
She'll like run down sort of quickly, sort of like very like smooth, though not clumsily. What are stairs there? I'm guessing.
Well, actually, to get down from the roof you're on, probably need to like slide down a drain pipe or something. But you guys are pretty accustomed to climbing the buildings of the city. So yeah, you're able to just kind of grab it and slide down, no problem. So now with Rye understanding the situation, the two head off down the street in search of the others. They work their way through a rough crowd of dock workers in front of a cheap rundown tavern when their stride is suddenly broken by the shattering of glass as a halfling man is thrown through the tavern window mere inches from their faces. Nate, describe what they see.
So, yeah, I feel like as you guys are just calmly walking towards your city, towards your goal, one of the windows nearby you explodes as this about 3 foot tall halfling flies out of it going, "Ah!" and smack lands right in front of you. So he kind of, the fuck? He picks himself up. He just kind of, you win a game of cards, you get tossed out. You cheat in a game of cards, you get tossed out. I gotta stop playing cards. And he looks towards you guys and he goes, "Oh, hello."
What happens if you play dice?
Oh no, too random for me. Anyway, what are you two doing around here?
We're seeing if we can help the bartender. One of the places he said if we can fix his water issue, we get food and a place to stay for the night.
You kids, you're always doing the weirdest of things. But hey, okay. Guess I'm coming to help. But you're getting me some of the cut and whatever you're eating tonight too. I could use some of that. And he goes, "Deal? Okay, let's go."
So you guys know Hamish, despite the fact that he's a lot older than you, and you all kind of grew up as sort of street rats off of many of you out of the same orphanage, but definitely in the same neighborhood. Hamish has kind of always just been hanging around the orphanage ever since he was kind of graduated out of it, and just kind of helps out when he can.
do the sweeping, I do the mowing, choose the homeless people off the property. You know, Hamish, he just does an odd job for an odd coin.
So as they're discussing the situation and the potential rewards, they suddenly hear from behind them a voice disembodied by the shadows of a narrow alleyway.
Terrifying.
And you just hear this cough from behind you. It's you all have work and didn't come ask me? And you turn around, and absolutely towering behind you at 3'2", you see a halfling with sort of dull purple hair, wearing a very sort of tattered leather vest and some simple like sackcloth pants. Looks like a halfling in every way, except for some reason, carrying a slight purplish tinge to her skin. What's this work?
We have to fix some pipes or something, right? And we're going to get food and bed. We're just going to go get Nim. Do you want to come with us?
Yeah, all right.
Okay, that was easy. With a solid group assembled, they head down to Eastern Beacon, making the way through the streets that are very familiar to them, towards the river, to a spot very familiar to some of them as one of Timothy's favorite places. They hit the water and then work their way northward up the riverbank until they spot.
On his back, like almost near the bottom of the riverbed, you see a young male half-drow. He's about 19. He's very lean and kind of like tall, and he just has like the most content look on his face as he stares up at the sky through like the lens of the water, almost like he prefers to be looking at the sky through that lens. His skin is pale purple with just a smattering of freckles across his face, and his ears and his septum are just adorned with like crude piercings that don't line up quite right. He definitely did them himself, and they're like not made out of good materials. Like you probably shouldn't be putting this type of metal in your body. And he just has like little feathers hung off of some of them. He's wearing ratty, sleeveless leather vest that looks thick enough to be enough to shield him from some harm. Over top of that, he has like a poncho that has stitched together scraps that are like purple, teal, and blue. His pants and boots are also in very rough shape. The sides of his head are shaved, and he has like blue curls kind of like just sitting at the top of his head. They're short and loose. And on one arm, he has what looks to be a blue tattoo that kind of looks like the suction cups of an octopus tentacle. And on the other hand, he has a rusty gauntlet that has some sort of colorful rock embedded onto the back of it. And as he sees a familiar figure approach from the water, he kind of like starts reorienting himself to swim up to the top and goes straight for a rocky area at the riverbank, where he stores all of his stuff behind a loose rock while he's swimming. And he gets out, and he's just drenched, but it doesn't even seem to bother him. And he runs his hands through his hair, catching Ray's eye first, then kind of furrows his brow as he sees that everybody is there. Ray, oh, hi. Is everything okay?
Are you swimming in the city water? Are you crazy? Get out of there. Do you have
Oh,
any idea
Tammy,
the
come on.
runoff and the things that are coming down into there? That's disgusting.
Oh, well, I've never had a problem. The river, she calls to me some days.
Ah, yeah, that's probably the parasites.
Ray just buckles over laughing.
You hear just like what sounds like the sound of rushing water just kind of rush past his lips as he looks down at the river, and it looks like he has a bit of an apologetic face as he just seems to exchange something with the river before going over to grab his loot and his backpack out from behind a rock that he kind of put in place to keep them hidden. And he puts those over his back. Ray, is everything okay?
Oh yeah. Davin came to me with a job proposal, I guess. Do you want to
Oh,
go
we
into more
got
detail
work.
about it now?
He said something about pipes.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're supposed
Nora,
to.
I didn't see you there. Sorry about that.
Like
Shit.
speaks and then steps out directly from behind Hamish.
Yeah, somehow
Just like-
Hamish, who is only like an inch taller than her, was casting a shadow
That's-
just perfectly in a way that you couldn't see her.
I feel like even Hamish would be like that meme Dwight from The Office. He's just kind of like,
Anyway, I think the short version that I got, I didn't really ask too many questions. There's dinner and bed in it for us if we turn water on.
I like both of those things.
wait. To clarify, dinner and bed or dinner in bed? Because there's two different.
Well, I think you could probably. I don't think they'd care where we ate the dinner.
Could eat in bed.
Sure.
Well, let's do this. Come on. Where do we turn the water on? Is it over there? Is it over? You see Hamish just kind of wander off and start like kicking trees and moving rocks just to like try to turn the water on. So he thinks. He's got an intelligence of 7. He's not.
He does notice that on all the nearby buildings there are external pipes leading into them.
Ah, see, perfect. Just go punch these a couple times. I'll get it on. You kids stay there.
Would this have been something that we've ever encountered before in terms of being
Doesn't work.
asked?
No one has ever asked you to get their water turned back on. There is a guild called the Pipers that deal with the flow of water throughout the city. For those of you who do not know, there is a massive amount of water mills in the city with which they produce pressure and pump water out into the entire city. So it's kind of complicated, and you being street kids, you wouldn't really understand the process, but you do know that there are pipers that can fix them, and that the main lines kind of run under the city in the culverts, which is sort of like a sewer.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Hey.
Yeah.
I just reloaded. So we're going under, or are we checking the pipes? What do we suggest?
I like under. It's bright up here. I think if
What's
the water
wrong with
comes
bright?
from underground. What?
What's wrong with bright?
It's bright. Hurts the eyes.
Yeah, I gotta kind of agree with Nora. It's a little bit bright out today.
Doesn't it get bright in the water?
It's kind of dark down there. He looks he looks down and it's just like super murky, gross kind of river water.
Oh, I guess if you get too far under, so we're going under. Let's do it.
Should we
You got-
start here? Which
Do any
bar?
of you know what we're doing?
Is the one back there.
The tavern is called Remus on the River, and several of you at least know it. Timothy actually has performed here on occasion.
Would that have been relayed to me, like the name of the tavern?
Would my character?
You would
Yeah,
know it.
Yeah,
Hmm?
yeah, I would have relayed that.
Oh, we're gonna go help Remus. Yeah, I mean, I gotta get in with him. I could probably give you breakfast in bed if that's what you want, Hamish.
Oh,
And
I see Hamish coming back. He's like, at this point, has tried to figure these pipes out. He's pretty much just put it together that they're pipes. He hasn't gotten the flood yet. So he's like, yeah, that sounds pretty good right now. He's just,
Okay, so you could in theory go ask him for more information. You could
Mhm.
go searching for an entrance to the culverts or any other conceivable.
well, if none of you know what you're doing, I don't know what I'm doing. Might as well go ask the old man.
but sometimes some of these things can get just get clogged up with muck and mess and things. Maybe we just poke our heads in, see if it's got a jam, and just stick some sticks into it and get things running again.
That'd be really easy.
But if we do talk to the old man, maybe we can ask him for more money.
He's not
I
giving
mean,
us
he
any
wasn't giving us money, so
No, what?
food and bed.
Yeah, I heard you. Breakfast in bed with that one, the weird water one.
Well,
Nim's stomach growls like super loudly. At that point, I could really use a meal, so let's.
would Ray know anything about the sewage and stuff and pipes from like reading in like the library or the academy?
Quite possibly. Give me a history check. She can't recall everything, but she does actually just remember this morning seeing pipers with an open grate towards the main street at the south end of Beacon. In theory, there to work on something.
Well, like I do remember there's this grate, and I think I did see pipers there.
You make your way south towards the edge of Beacon where it interacts with the main road. And just before you get there, you do see a wagon with a hefty looking donkey hitched up to it. At the back of the wagon is two men sitting comfortably eating a lunch. And you can see behind them a large collection of tools and piping. Just to the right of their wagon is a grate that goes down into the culverts that has been pried off and moved aside. There's basically just an open hole there that they've done nothing to stop people from walking into.
Similar to what Cheryl did, can Hamish try just generally an insight check? He's kind of been around town long enough. He kind of knows how these things flow. Seen workers working on different things before. Is like trying to see if there's a common cause of some of these jams, right? Is there something that's farther up? Is it something that's, maybe just a muck pile you gotta clear?
I mean, without seeing the source, it's really hard to say anything. But as far as you know, and like people around town, especially in Beacon, and as far as you know, he's the only one who is currently complaining about it. So it's probably something centralized, like pretty close to his tavern. But if it was something above ground, he would have fixed it himself.
That helps. Okay. So I would at least know that the neighbors got water. So
yeah,
all right, it's good to go on. So he goes. Hamish kind of turns to it and he goes, "Well, kids, I hate to break it to you, but we probably gotta find some type of sewer access and get down in there and
There's one
check
right
it
there.
out." Oh, what?
You're just like standing.
They're all
it.
presenting the sewer to Hamish right now.
all gesturing like Vanna White.
Hamish is just catching up to the conversation. Right?
He was deep in thought, trying to think of the
He was
problem.
well, I know the problem's not above ground.
He's like putting it together.
Yeah.
This is his giant like conclusions. He's like,
Nim has like a blue, purple, and green dancing
Thanks,
lights just right around the entrance now, just kind of blinking.
There's a velvet robe, fouls bouncing.
Is this great that the presumably pipers are eating lunch in proximity to? Is this like really near the bar that's having the water issue, or not
No.
super.
No, it's not quite. It's not what you would call near. It's not terribly far, but it's like a few blocks away, kind of thing.
Are there more of these? Are these like manholes commonplace? And
Yep.
are
They're all over town. You see them all over the place. They act as sort of drainage as well as access, and you see them. You see them all over the place, but they're made of some really solid steel and quite difficult to damage or remove.
Are they like secured, or are they just like
Yeah.
real?
It requires a specialized tool. Yeah.
Such as a crowbar?
No.
You know, anything with a crowbar with a high
If you're strong enough, a crowbar would do it, but I don't think any of you are.
I mean, you say
They-
that, but
I think we have some strong people.
I know
in
Davin's
there.
pretty strong, but I mean, like, you're gonna have a hard time of it.
shall we then?
I think we need to go down this one. I don't think we can get another grade off.
I just hope they don't close it while we're in here.
That would be unfortunate. Should we like distract them or something? I don't think they're probably just gonna let us like waltz down in there.
You think a lot of people want down there?
You could just ask the man if you can get access to his sewers to fix the neighbor's water.
All right, and she'll start walking up. Nora will start walking up to them.
They
On their
seem
one.
unaware of your
No.
presence.
Nim is following Nora.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, aren't you small, weird, and purple? Okay then.
That's not very nice to say.
Yeah,
It's
Fred,
okay.
I've told you about this, man. This is a diverse city. You can't say stuff like that. All right, sorry.
Thank you.
Just surprised me is all.
That's fair.
He does that.
People don't really look down that much.
That's
So-
that's uncanny. That's the slogan of the Pipers Guild.
Well, we're Pipers then.
Sorry?
Pipers then.
Pipers, yes. Us.
Yeah,
Yes.
Fabulous. Then I take it that this is your manhole.
Well, it's the city's. We were working down there this morning. We're going to be working down there this afternoon.
What's somebody got to do to get to go down there for just a little bit?
Oh, well, if you're not in the guild, it's against the law.
I didn't ask whether it was against the law.
Well, are you with?
We promised you that we're just trying to be helpful. Might even take a little bit of work off of your plate.
Are they with? I don't know. Didn't-
I don't think we're with anyone, right? And Nim, like,
Wait, what do you need to
whispering
get?
Nora.
What do you need to get down there to do?
Just a blockage in one of the pipes of the taverns.
Oh, okay. So, no, we can't let you down there.
There's a
I
blockage.
mean,
in
we're
one-
definitely with that group that you're talking about.
And you're definitely not looking to
just-
fix that.
Well,
Turn around to. Excuse me, sir. I'm trying to have a conversation here.
I apologize. You're all talking at us at once.
I'm talking. I'm saying that to Davin.
Oh, I see.
Trying to
Nim,
convert
Nim,
these gentlemen on their lunch break here.
Nim turns his body a little bit towards Davin and away from the men, and is just like, be cool. Like,
Okay, continue on, please.
Well, they're all talking. They're gonna roll a stealth check.
Yeah, man, go for it. In the tower.
Strobo
please.
Ray.
Oh shit. Okay.
So could I do like an insight check to see who they're talking about, like that group they might be mentioning?
Absolutely. Roll an insight check. Also in the tower.
And like Nora is also like trying to like shoo Davin away.
Okay. So Hamish and Ray, what are you trying to do stealthily?
Hamish is just kind of like, not in like a malicious way, or just kind of like, he's just like, these guys are taking forever. So he just kind of like goes and like pokes to see if the guys are watching, and then hopefully they don't see him, and he's just going to start climbing down the access ladder.
Oh, so you're actually just going to try to get down there?
Great idea too.
Okay. Well, you both get into the hole, and he seems distracted by the conversation he's having, and you climb down about 25 feet and land on solid stone in sort of a tunnel. It goes off in 4 directions, and as you look out, you can see about every 100 feet or so, it splits off into 4 directions again.
Would
And
Hamish be able to see that?
he'd at least be able to see the first intersections kind of thing with the light coming down from above. But yes, being halfling, you don't have dark vision, so beyond that, it's just darkness. Whereas Ray could actually see.
Okay. Well, I feel like if Hamish would turn to Ray and he'd be like, "Oh fuck, it's bigger than I thought."
It literally spans the whole city. Devin, however, you're not getting a strong idea of what it is they're talking about. But the fact that you did notice the fact that you wanted to fix water to a tavern was the reason that they completely shut you down. Anyway, Nora, you may continue your conversation.
Are you backing away, or are you just staying put, Davin?
Sure, you don't want me here. I'm going.
So I'll turn back to the pipers and say, "Look, I dropped something down a grate. I want it back. In and out, 10 minutes tops."
Make a deception check with disadvantage.
That's fair.
Drop something down a grate, did you? Oh yeah, sure. No, everyone who drops something down the grate just gets to disobey guild law. Go ahead. Yeah, no, nothing bad will happen. I assure you.
Insight check.
It's not necessary. You know he's beating you.
Well, if you're going to be that way, there's no reason. There is no call for being so rude. I cannot believe people like you just trying to completely unnecessary asking an honest question, and you turn around and met with rudeness. People like you are what's wrong with the city these days.
Excuse me, but we do back-breaking labor all day just to make sure everyone has water.
Yeah, that sandwich
Agreed.
looks very heavy.
It's a guild lunch break. We're
I'm
entitled to
sure
our lunch break.
I'm sure it is, and she's going to storm off.
No,
Like their cart and try and get out of line of sight and hop down the hole.
Yeah, roll your stealth check. Go for it. Everyone's just slowly disappearing from this conversation.
While they were talking, I feel like Cheryl and I kind of wanted to poke around a little, not go far out of the intersection that I see, but kind of poke my heads around over corners, because I know roughly at the position of the place that we're trying to turn on. So I want to try to find that and maybe some inways into it. No idea.
Yeah, I mean, you look and you see dozens of pipes, quite large pipes, heading down in nondescript tunnels in all directions.
Man, we should have grabbed a map.
I don't think they really draw maps of the sewer, laddie.
As you're saying that, Nora just kind of pops down suddenly.
I do the thing again about
Hamish and, or no, sorry, not Hamish, Davin and Tim, what are you guys doing?
You just, where'd everybody else go?
I feel like as soon as you said that, all you'd hear is this faint echo of Hamish going, ah.
Yeah, that happens. You have no idea where it came from, but
Yeah, would I have noticed anything
no,
about
they
the
were
fact
they
that
were
they
all
went?
they were all
Alright,
very stealthy.
you guys are on your own, I guess.
What did I roll? Can you tell me that? Curious.
Yeah, I can tell you now.
What's my
'cause it
first
doesn't matter.
roll?
That was
That's what I wanna
17
know.
total.
Hey, 17 on the first roll.
Yeah.
Nim kind of like just watches Nora storm off, like not sure if he should follow her, and then just goes, "You wanted to turn on the water for everyone, but it sounded like not everyone had water. What's up with that?"
Well, we can't. We'll get to it eventually, I'm sure. Guild has priorities, and one of the main lines needs to be replaced before everyone in Beacon loses water. So that's what we're doing.
That's why I was saying that I could help you. I think there might just be some sort of blockage down there. My friend's got to find her thing anyway, so
Oh yeah, and you know how to work an outer flange.
not really.
Well, how are you going to repair the pipes if you don't know how to work an outer
I'm
flange?
just saying that it's probably not that much of a problem to let one kid down there.
Yeah, until the kid dies, and then I lose my guild membership, and then I'm as poor as you are. I don't think so.
I think a lot of people know who I am, and they'll know that I went down there on my own accord.
I'll still lose my guild membership over it.
He's not very insightful. He wouldn't even bother. You know what? All right. And he's like, I'm gonna go back and find my friend, and he's gonna leave. Does he see Davin at least? Is Davin still around?
Yeah.
Davin is still there. Listen, if you want to cinch us up, then at least maybe we can work something out.
Do you know what that means? He whispers to Davin.
Davin puts his hand in his pocket, like, I've literally only got one copper piece.
That's what I figured. No. If someone were to ask us to let them down there for whatever reason, it would cost you at least 4 gold pieces.
They make that much money just by doing nothing? He whispers this to Tim.
Seems that way, yes. Maybe we should try that.
They just get jobs.
Well,
The end of the game.
Requesting ununionized, like healthcare.
Well, if you're looking to get into the guild, the guild halls in the flow, you can apply there, but it's years of specialized training.
That doesn't sound like something I want to do. How about you?
No. I mean, I want to get crusty, but
Why would you want to get crusty?
That's what the kids are saying.
fine. They understand. Well, sir,
Folks and their
thank you
big
for your
words.
time. We're sorry for disturbing you on your lunch break, and we hope you enjoy your sandwich.
Sorry about the comments that my friend made about your sandwich. He just kind of backs away.
Yeah, it's no problem. I mean, it is a pretty meaty sandwich. Where did your friend go anyway? Wait.
She's like that. Don't worry about it. And
Persuasion check, please.
all right. In the tower?
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
it's
what
hard to keep
feel.
track of her. She's only 3 feet tall. Like as soon as she got down from where they were sitting, they lost sight of her already.
Oh, I guess, yeah. Isn't there a lot of them? Don't worry about it. All right, well, get lost. We got work to do. And he takes another big bite of his sandwich.
Nim just kind of goes,
Okay.
we were already leaving. And continues to back away. Yeah, I don't know. He just kind of looks around. Where did everybody go? Like once they're out of like eye line of these guys.
They could have gone far. Do you think?
I mean, it's kind of rude that they came and got me from my time in the river and then left. So, but
We're gonna have 2 adventures tonight, apparently, guys.
Dude, he's gonna look at the.
let's go to Remus's. Let's go see if we can figure out something about what we're supposed to be doing.
There might be a green nearby. He's watching.
Yeah, closer. That makes sense. So that's where they're going. I
All
guess.
right, they head up to Remus on the river. What's everyone in the sewers doing?
Like waiting for a minute.
I'm wandering aimlessly because I got no leads. So,
Hear the conversation and like, do you think they're coming?
I feel like Hamish should just be like,
Well,
tapping on
like,
the
Nim, probably not. I don't think he would have, followed my pattern. I think we should, just try to get to where we need, knowing like the direction, like the layout on top of it. Like it shouldn't be too hard to find where we need to go, right? We're already down here. If we leave, we'll get in trouble.
Maybe you will.
You guys need to make a decision.
I think
well,
paralyzed by choice.
I love this. You guys are just you jump down. Well, now what?
I
like, can we see any buildup, any sort of paths running? Maybe a side of the sewer that's overflowing?
No, from
Block-
where you are,
blockage.
like everything looks exactly the same.
Normal.
Everything
A
looks
big old
normal.
empty tunnel.
Yep.
Hmm,
Big, huge
Alright.
pipes running down both sides of it.
fair enough.
About it.
Well,
So the
I think it's time we
tavern-
all split off and all picked a different direction, and nothing bad can happen. It should be fine.
Are you seriously
Hanny?
going to do that?
No, we're not. We're not
I just
splitting
didn't
up,
like
family.
that.
That is how people die. We're not doing that. Let's all go together.
and that's part of the reason why I kind of want to go back topside, because I don't think that they're coming.
Yeah, they're already like a block away.
They're lost causes. It's come on, like we want
Lost
to do right.
causes.
We just-
I
Do
say
you
we're
know
already
where-
here. Let's
Do you
let's
know
leave
your way
poking
around
around.
down here?
well, not down here, but up there, yes. So shouldn't it make sense?
All
All right, Ray, why don't
Not
you
lies.
roll a survival check and in the tower, please, and we'll determine whether you're able to navigate these tunnels as well as you think you can.
This is gonna be so bad.
Wait, we're splitting up. What is this? A horror movie?
She's Ray is very confident that she knows which way to go through the tunnel. She's like, no, Remus on the river's that way. That's the way we need to go. And so, like, you just kind of have to zigzag your way through the tunnels.
Does that check out?
Does it check out? It seems to make sense to you.
All right,
Hilarious.
I'll lead on then.
Okay.
All right, you guys
With
start
her
wandering.
up front.
Yeah, with her up front. You guys start wandering through the tunnels. Okay, Nim and Davin, you guys head back to Remus on the river.
Nim is just kind of like fidgety, like humming and kind of tapping his fingers and stuff as they're walking through the streets as well. I really thought they would be coming by now.
Yup. Oh my gosh, this is too much.
Do we spot any like a manhole that's closer to the tavern on the way?
Yes. In fact, you pass one only a couple blocks up. That it's a circular, heavy steel grate that is locked into its base, and
So
yeah,
we
I
could
mean they're all over the city.
take a crack at that, but maybe we should ask Remus if he has something. I mean, he asked us to do the job, so I figure he has a way for us to do the job. Make sense?
We can always try, you know. Anything else, we can try and pry it open.
Yeah.
This one is fairly public, just so you know.
All right.
Yep.
Yep. We have distractions. That's fine. Well, he's gonna go towards the tavern.
Okay. You make your way towards Remus on the river. When you arrive there, Remus kind of pops his head out the doorway and sees you coming. He's like, "It's not back on." What?
Well, we kind of lost most of our party.
Ugh.
And I
Not
don't know
dead,
anything
dead.
about
Let me
the
guess.
sewage system.
You're still hanging around with Hamish.
But he's a nice guy.
He is. He's a good guy, I know, but I don't know. He tends to derail things.
He's always taking care of me.
Always the cards.
It's the cards,
Oh.
yeah, you know.
Oh yeah, he taught me this trick this one time, and he's like, "Oh, now it's not the time."
Yeah. Anyway, have you made any progress? Because
Well, I was gonna come ask you. You
might
asked us.
Below, coming their way over here. But do you know, is there a sewer grate that's closer by that's not in public? And you know,
well, there's quite a few around. If you head over that way down Aberfell, I believe there's one that's kind of tucked into the shadows a bit, sort of in a more remote alleyway. People don't hang around there much, but that's because, well, the Vashers kind of hang out there and nobody else wants to mess with them. So
All right. Nim just kind of reaches back to his backpack and kind of pulls out just like the end of a crowbar, just enough for Davin to see. I was like, shall we?
be careful, all right? If the Pipers see you doing that, if worse, if the Paladins see you, then, well, you're fucked.
it'll all work.
I don't think so, but we'll try.
It'll be fine.
All right. Sewer team. You arrive
What
at
appropriate name is any?
you arrive at almost what seemed like a dead end of the tunnel. Though as you get closer, you notice that it's actually sort of a large steel door that has like a sharp interlocking connection to the other side. And there's like basically a big like switch and a big lever and like a big, what do you call it, like a wheel kind of thing that you could turn next to it.
Can Hamish see anything? Have we got any like lights down here?
It's pretty dark. Hamish can't really see it. You guys can
I do have a
probably
torch.
see it.
Can I-
Yeah, you could light your torch. That'd be
Yeah,
fine.
I'll get a torch.
The sewers explode.
Yeah, the buildup of methane kills you all.
The two up in the shop just feel the floor shake a bit.
And well, you guys can all roll your characters for next week.
Ray has a twin.
Her name's May.
Yeah, it was all a dream.
But no, yeah, you can light your torch and you can now see what they can see.
Okay, so can I do like, let's say, I was like, get an investigation check, but I have a -2. Can I do a perception check? I don't know. Whatever you want to roll. I kinda just
Invest a
wanna see-
perception.
Yeah, I just want to know what's going on. Can I go up to the door and see if like what this mechanism is? Is it jammed? Is it something that needs a key? I just kind of want to take a look at it.
Yeah, why don't this is where certain skills that are in other games would come in handy.
Right? That's what I was thinking too. And I looked at it, I was like, technically it's this one, but it's this one, but
Yeah, well, you know what? It is going to have to be investigation, unfortunately, and in the tower, please.
What's with
I
the
mean,
tower
Ray
ones?
could do that one.
She could, but she hasn't.
She'll just let Hamish do it first.
Okay.
Well, it's probably not gonna be great.
Okay, so Hamish, yeah, you can see that sort of the lever is all locked, and the wheel would open the doorway, and just as you go to do it, you actually you can feel the rush of water as you touch the lever, and you realize on the other side of this door it's the river.
Cool. So we open this, we all drowned horribly. Let's not do that.
Sounds like a good plan. So
Where's the weird boy with the
Weird boy by
one
the
that like
river.
the river and the parasites? Maybe you could do something here.
I think he's still upstairs.
What? Hamish just realizes it's just the three of you. He's like, ah, crap.
So
But-
Frank, you found a river. Very good.
Yes, so that also leads you to the conclusion that Ray has no idea where she's going, as you are now at the river and not underneath the tavern. You guys can think about how you're going to course correct now. We'll go back to these two at Remus on the river.
But before they
Yep.
go over, Ray's just gonna be like, "Wait, are we not talking about the tavern that's like right beside the river?"
So Davin and Nim, what is
Into that great, right?
okay?
I would probably take I feel like we're probably comfortable with just skulking around on the rooftops to get there a little bit quicker.
Absolutely.
All right.
So you guys, you as you leave Remus, you cross the street, and I mean it's more of an alleyway, but you cross over to a building across the street from there, and you're sort of you hop up to grab a window ledge, and then you grab a pipe, and you pull your way up, and kind of just work your way up, stepping onto someone's balcony at one point, and then hopping up to grab the roof.
Nim is making superhero noises almost as he's jumping, like his own sound effects.
And you get up to the roof, and you're able to run across the rooftops towards the sort of little alcove of an alleyway that he was telling you about, which you know it well. You know that Richter Bash, who runs much of the underworld in Beacon, has a fairly sizable crew, and a lot of them like to hang out in this place and play cards and that sort of thing.
Hmm.
As you pull up to the final rooftop, you peer over and you notice some people that you're familiar with. Namely, the most notable person among them is Brock. He is a very tall Goliath man with bulging muscles, and he actually was in the orphanage, Deirdre's orphanage, with some of you for a few years. He left a lot earlier than most people do because he was already monstrously big, and he was already mean and aggressive, and there was just no hope of finding him any sort of home, and there's no controlling him either. So he left before many of you. Some of the others who are with him now, Diego, Fran, Lex, and Son, they were they passed in through the orphanage briefly and then left as well. And they're all sitting around a table, drinking, playing cards. And you can see next to the table is a grate that was nearly pulled out of the base, but is still in place. Bent, though.
All right.
Devin, you know Brock pretty well.
Hamish would remember him too. He's that kid with the squinty eyes.
Wow. Wow.
Doesn't even look like he'd see out of those things. He was just.
Tim, how do you want to do this? Are they? Do you think they're trying to get in? Do you think they just failed and gave up halfway through?
I don't know, but I mean, I guess you know him pretty well, right? If they were trying to get in, we're kind of here to help them with that. I wouldn't.
We can always see how things go. Hey, Brock.
He looks up at you up on top of one of the freaking buildings like, what the hell are you doing up there?
Nim waves, but he's holding his crowbar, and then he's like, ah, shit. He like chucks it away.
We heard you needed to get into the grate. We came to help.
You fall on your head again?
I mean, look at the grate. It's like someone tried to get in, but they failed.
Well, yeah, I tried to pull it open, and when I couldn't, I just went and, well, got the pipers to let us in.
Oh, cinch. God, yeah, okay. Okay, so you don't need help getting it open then. You already went in.
No, we already got in there. We got paid well for it too.
Yeah, that's cool. You think we could get in there?
What? What?
You did that mumbly thing again.
Do you think we could get in there?
I mean, you could try. Wait, why do you want to get in there?
Oh, just to fix some water. Pipes, you know.
There's no way I'm letting you go in there and undo the work we did.
Shit.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that was your work. I didn't mean to. You know, I'm not saying I want to undo your work. You know.
Well, if you had seen it, you'd know it was me. Bent the pipe with my bare hands.
Yeah, man, you got those muscles. They're very impressive.
A lot more impressive than yours.
The Brock.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. All right. You know, it's been good talking with you. You know, it's been a while. So
Has been a while.
It's been a while.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you didn't want to train with me anymore because you thought it was cruel and mean to beat people up. Still soft?
yeah, you said my muscles weren't as good as yours, so they're probably softer than yours. Yeah.
Yeah, you're always going to be soft, and that's why you're always going to be poor.
You're right. You're right. If you got enough to cinch the pipers, then you're not poor. Well, maybe talk again later, Brock.
Maybe. As soon as he says maybe, one of his companions, Lex, a drow woman, looks up at Tim, crosses her legs, and goes, "Oh, hey, it's the half-breed. You want to make Loth proud?"
What does she mean by that?
I don't do it.
It takes him like a second, then it kind of like dawns on him. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Kind of spoken for already.
Pitiful. All right. They can leave.
You guys look kind of bored though down there. You're just hanging out by the sewer now that you're all rich and stuff.
What else is there to do? We done our work for the day. We got money. We got drinks. What do you got?
I mean, you're kind of hanging out in a dingy back alley when you could be out in a tavern, though, right?
Well, yeah, but Richter kind of closed the place up for the day. He's got fights tonight.
Oh, okay.
Why, are you offering something? I think he is gonna take you up on that offer. Like Lex just crosses her legs the other way now. She's like, I'm not interested anymore.
Nothing like that. I just thought maybe you could use some entertainment, and you've done your work. You should have a bit of rest. What's it to you if that work gets undone? You already got paid.
Well, because then we'll have to go and do it again, and I don't work for free, so I'd have to take everything you own to pay me for doing the work twice.
That seems like you're getting the short end of the bargain there.
No, you're getting the short end.
He just kind of looks at himself. I don't really have much that I'm attached to.
That's all right. We'll collect for a while then.
All right. And he's just like, he stands up and he just kind of stretches and then looks at Davin. Are we getting out of here? Or are we doing something about this?
Come back with our friends.
All right. they walk away with like their tails tucked between their legs.
Oh my gosh. I worried this was going to be too easy.
Level 1.
Yep.
Yep.
He's not inclined to be the one to start a fight, so he's not the right person to be
That's
showing up here alone.
All right. Sewer crew. What did you do after you found yourselves at a dead end?
Nora is going to be very annoyed by this, and is going to try and see if she has any notion of where they currently might be in the city based on the route that they took and
Okay.
the fact that they're near the river.
All right. Are you collaborating with anyone?
Well, we got Hamish, and the person who got us into this mess in the first place. So.
What do you mean got you into the mess? We're in the perfect spot to fix this disaster.
All right. I'll give you advantage if Hamish is going to try to help you determine where you are now.
Yeah.
But in the tower, please.
Survival?
Yes. Okay. So the two of you kind of go over the turns you took. And as you're doing this, Hamish actually pulls out the map of the city that he has and marks the place that you went in. And then as you kind of go through the turns, you notice that you're actually not terribly far off. You definitely went like further east than you needed to, too soon kind of thing. But by your calculations, if you headed back west 2 intersections and then north for 3, you might actually end up right below the tavern.
It's like, all right, everybody follow me.
Okay. You start heading through there, and as you are nearing where you expect it to be, you can hear the sound of water ahead. Like spraying.
Sounds like someone sprung a leak, and then Hamish kind of like checks his pants. And he's like, oh.
I don't believe.
Wow.
So yeah, can I kind of advance, poke my head around the corner, and maybe one of the people with dark vision could take a look to see if they see a leaking pipe or
That
something.
might make sense. Are you keeping your torch lit?
I mean, sure.
Okay. Are you hanging back, or are you?
Yeah.
Kinda, okay.
Yeah. I was gonna
All
hang
right.
back or like around the next last intersection sort of thing.
All right. So somebody wants to approach and take a look around a corner where they believe they hear the water running.
I'll look.
Okay. Are you being stealthy? Are you?
Always, perpetually.
All right. Let's get another stealth check since it's a new situation, and let's see how that goes. I'm not gonna have you roll perception because I think it's going to be pretty clear to see what's going on. So you creep up on the corner and poke your head around, and you see that towards the other end of this particular segment of tunnel, there is piping that has been just crushed and water spraying out at the ceiling and then like just kind of falling down in like a cascading waterfall all around. There's a huge puddle on the floor. And in this puddle are like 6 kobolds, and they're just like rolling around in it. And one of them's filling like a basin, a container of some kind with the water. And as soon as it's full, he kind of goes north and around the corner with the basin, and a separate kobold comes around the corner with another container, and they're just like filling up water as like the 5 others are just kind of apparently bathing. One of them has a rubber ducky. Like, it's a very weird situation.
I will retract my head from the corner and go back to those 2 and relay this information.
Yeah. So as soon as you go to
Ray's
bring your
not going to
head,
believe it.
as soon as you go to bring your head back, you conk off a pipe that you didn't notice, and they all just like immediately turn to you with like these big glowing eyes, and they all just stand up, and they seem unsure as to whether they're now going to attack or run, but they're all reaching for weapons.
Can I
Would Hamish see this?
like pipes next to me?
There's pipes all over, man.
I'm assuming they're metal pipes.
Yep.
Let me. Yeah. Well, maybe you'll let me try it. So what I'm going to try and do is, I know the target on Shocking Grasp is a creature, but what I want to do is try to like puff myself up and like, and just like try and like grab the pipe and have sparks shoot off of my hands to try and like intimidate them into running away.
He's gonna scare him off. There's like a bunch of raccoons. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Okay,
Go,
yeah.
get.
I'm gonna give you advantage on intimidation. No need in the tower. The effects are gonna be pretty clear immediately. Double 9s.
That's unfortunate.
But it does work. So you reach out, and the crackling sound, if nothing else, seems to frighten them beyond belief. And one of them literally just loses his footing immediately and just clonks his head on the stone and passes out, where the rest of them just... And you can all hear now the sound of kobold claws on stone like you've never heard before. Just... They all skitter... like they go to the end of that segment, which is kind of right there. They make a left, and just you can hear them in the distance just running like freaking crazy.
Nora, after a moment of just sort of standing there kind of like this, will let go of the pipe and turn around, and they're gone.
Hamish comes out with the torch above his head. He goes, "What
Except for
the
that
hell
one."
was that?" Hamish sees the little kobold. He goes, "Hang on, little guy," and he kind of runs over to him, lays the torch down beside. Can I do a medicine check on the kobold that hit his head?
He's fine.
No.
You absolutely can. Your torch is out now though, because you run into the water. It's literally, you're soaked.
I wanted to put it. I
Oh,
put
you
on
can
a
drop it
ledge.
before you go in the water.
Yeah, just, there's a ledge or something.
Okay, yeah, sure.
It wasn't just gonna be like, but no, yeah, it's like,
Setting everything on fire.
Because it's literally like 20 feet of just like rain,
Yeah.
like heavy rain, you know?
true, right. Yeah, I want to see if I can medicine check on this little kobold. Come on, guys, we can get a
Yeah,
pet.
go for it.
15.
Why didn't it roll? That's weird.
I don't know.
15, yeah. No, absolutely. So you kind of lift up his little head, and
Little
you
dude.
see that there's like a big bump in the back. And as you lift him up, his eyes like slowly open. And it's
Hamish
like
is just like, here you go, little guy.
Yeah,
Here you go.
mauled.
It's all right.
you can tell he's going to be okay. He just kind of he passed out from shock and sudden head trauma. But he wakes up and he's like, "Am I dead?"
He goes, no, but you're a hungry little guy, aren't you? And Hamish like, I have one ration. I would like to give it to this kobold, please.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or a half ration, I guess you could do.
How? Okay.
He's
How
just
will
gonna
you
break it
do
off. Gonna give him a little piece.
Okay. So yeah, you get like a big chunk of hardtack and
Yeah.
offer it to him. He's like,
They'll be like, yes, you feel better now. Now run along.
"Yeah, I'm better now. Thank you."
Let's go back to the pack. And if you ever just want to hang out, come find old Hamish topside. He'll take you for a drink.
Okay. And he just kind of gets up and sprints off. And
Just before he goes, I'm going to make eye contact with him and crackle just a little bit more. From
he like jumps 6 feet in the air and then just continues running.
Ames can like, they're so dang cute, I tell you. Adorable little guys.
Pan to Hamish later at the tavern, just a bunch of kobolds sitting at his feet while he's telling them a story.
This is how you do this one card.
Sorry.
Well, I'm just gonna tell him how to do card tricks now.
Okay.
Yeah, to show them all his card tricks. It's kind of hard because you don't have thumbs, but stay with me.
Oh, kobolds have thumbs, don't they? I don't know. I think they do.
Probably.
Yeah. So yeah, he skitters off and just and tells a story that no one's going to believe. While you now also have a story no one's going to believe.
I'm gonna name him Jeff.
But here you are, soaking wet, standing in front of the pipe that has been. And though you don't know who did it or how or why, it looks like someone's big freaking meaty fingers just clenched this pipe into oblivion.
Just out of curiosity, what are these pipes made of? Are they metal or are they kind of like a concrete?
They're sort of a nondescript metal alloy. You wouldn't be familiar with it, not being a metal worker.
Just I'm wondering, in comparison to like modern day pipes, are they thinner? Are they thicker?
They'd be like about the thickness of like old copper pipes. Would have been.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there like a valve or something to shut the water off?
Yeah, make a investigation check, my friend.
Could I perceive for it?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
What if I told you had a advantage on my plumbing skill?
You'd be a liar.
Damn it! My deception check failed.
Can I help Nora?
Yeah, yeah. Cheryl's helping Nora for advantage.
Okay, I'll roll it again.
Yeah, that's fine. Didn't help. So
No.
it takes you a little while, but you do find a valve shut off connect to that pipe about 20 feet south of it. Ooh, that's a good question. Not easily, but I feel like with urban survival,
Can we stack Hamish on top of?
3 half.
I mean, like, Ray's here and she's tallish compared to you two.
Yeah, you could point it out, or you could probably climb up to it. Either way, you'd be okay.
I'm just gonna like gently elbow Ray and just like and just point at the.
She'll attempt to turn it off.
What do you want, little one? Use your words.
Yeah. No.
Uppies.
Uppies. No skill check required. You start turning the wheel, and eventually the water
Okay.
shuts off.
I thought you were
It's
gonna
no
say
longer
no skill
spraying.
check. No skill check required. You get uppies.
You get- Oh my gosh.
We gotta make it a
Um,
team move. Uppies.
So the water shuts off, and you can now very clearly see the damage in the pipe, and not one of you has any sort of toolkits or skills that would lead to fixing the problem easily.
I got a brewer's kit, but I don't think you'll like the product it makes down here.
Yeah, none of that's going to be
Yeah.
helpful.
Practice.
I do have a hammer.
Hmm.
We can play dice.
You could.
I have
That is
jeweler's tools.
Somehow getting further away.
I mean, we could always like makeshift like with like a water skin and like somehow like sew it
Like a
together.
bypass.
Anybody got any
Where?
Yeah, you'd need some duct tape. You do, however, recall a wagon full of tools that the Pipers had.
Oh no.
We should have brought some tools.
We should have brought a map too. It's like, but we found it. But
Yeah, we didn't need a map. We found it.
I mean, does anyone know how to use tools? I've never used a tool before.
Now I have an idea that I'd like to propose to you. We're not, certified plumbers, so even if we got our hands on the tools, then what? We can't just fix a pipe for the city. Plus, we get the tools, we get up, we get arrested. We come down here, we fix the pipe. They come down to fix the pipe, we get arrested.
I don't think they're gonna come fix the pipe.
Okay, well, what if we make them
Deliberate.
come fix all of the pipes? And Hamish takes out his hammer and he goes, if I just start whacking holes down here, they're bound to come down and fix some stuff.
I see where you're going with this, but I don't think it'll have the
Turn a
intended
small
effect.
problem into a big problem, and the big problem gets noticed.
I think they've already got a big problem.
You're
Those
saying not to
delicious
make holes in all the pipes.
I think that would be counterproductive.
I mean, we're just
Well,
trying to fix
I
a
mean,
man's
like,
water. Didn't say anything about damaging the other water, so his gets fixed.
Put the hammer down, Hamish.
Oh, jeez,
Why
come
am I
on. You're not
liking
even giving it a
Hamish's
chance.
idea?
Jeez, nobody wants
Give-
Hamish to use the hammer.
I guess you're the same height as me. Give me the hammer.
No,
I have
I'll
an
keep.
idea. I have an idea. I have an
You're going to
idea.
give it. You're going to give the hammer back, right?
Yeah.
All right. That's
And
my
I'll just
favorite
put it
hammer.
in my backpack. And say,
Hey,
"I'll
wait
give
a minute. That's my favorite hammer.
I'll give it back.
You didn't see that coming? Come on, Handy.
I will give it back.
Ridiculous.
It is you who failed to specify when or where.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, okay. That's how we play it then. All right. All right.
He Jeffrey rushed you.
Vote. Like, we can vote on this. Who wants to destroy more pipes? But I think the issue is getting out of here if we do destroy pipes. Even if we don't destroy pipes, it's the getting out of here that's going to be an issue, right?
Yeah, that could be problematic. I wonder if there's another grate nearby. Maybe we could try it before we go all the way back.
You guys have been standing around this spot talking for a long time. A little head pokes its way out from behind the corner. This pipe needs to be fixed.
Is it Jeff?
It is. That's not his name, but yes.
Hamish assumes it is, so he's like, "Ah, Jeff, you've come back. Yes, we got a little bit of a situation here."
Well, we were just gathering up water after those other guys came down and trashed the place.
Oh, so you're using the pipe, guys? We can't fix the pipe. Jeff's using the pipe.
Well, it's okay. We can get water.
We want food.
We can get water other places too. It's come on, guys. And like slowly, like 3 more heads just poke their way around the corner, and you see in one of the red little hands is a pipe wrench. And like, oh, so it's true. You looked after Scratch. Okay, well, you looked after him, and we'll look after you. And then it comes around the corner fully, and it kind of locks eyes with Nora and goes, "Oh,
Can
it's
I?
one of those, though. We don't
Can I-
like those."
What I was gonna say when there was a moment is being able to read the room. Can Nora try and hide?
Yes. Give me a stealth check. In the tower.
Just like hop around the corner or something.
Now it's in my head. Knows how to party
Ray.
in the tower.
Yeah. Just as okay. So then, rather than what just happened, it kind of comes around the corner, and as it does, this shadow kind of moves in the background and goes, "Was there more of you?"
Hamish just like 1, 2. No, I think that's it.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, come on, guys. And they all just like hop up onto this pipe. And you see 2 pipe wrenches working back and forth. Like it literally takes 2 kobolds to like move it. And they're doing like both sides of the broken pipe at the same time. And as soon as it's done, one of them jumps on it and like it just falls to the floor. And they run off. They're just gone. And they come back like 2 minutes later, dragging like this wooden pipe And you get the impression they've done this before. Like,
The real Piper's Guild.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
and you recall that the Pipers needed to replace a main line. And you suspect they may have replaced a main line with a wooden one. But they come with this wooden pipe and they stick it in and they wrench it in and seal it off. And like one of them just starts like spitting this weird goo out of his mouth and like rubbing it all around.
Hamish is like nodding very understandably. He's like, oh yeah, of course, then you put the goo on it.
As soon as they're done, they're just like, don't tell anyone. And then they just run away full speed again. You just hear
Thanks, fellas. That was really cool. You know? Pole boats. Cute and handy.
Yeah.
The
So
braid's just in shock.
yep,
I
some
feel like
weird
Hamish would be
shit
sitting there with
going
his
on
hands
in the
his hips,
sewers
like
here.
very proud, just like, what do you know?
So Hamish, Nora, and Ray, you are now standing in a wet sewer tunnel where the pipe has been weirdly replaced with a wooden one by kobolds only a moment ago. It is quiet now, and the problem, as far as you can tell, is mostly resolved, except you have not yet turned the water back on.
Just hey, tall person. First, just from out of the shadows.
Yeah, I feel like you would come up behind Hamish again, and he just, after the stealth check, like,
I've
ah!
just been standing behind you the whole time. That's where I'm just been mirroring your movements.
Her favorite shadow.
Did you turn the water back on? I can't reach it.
Can you say the magic word?
Now?
Wrong one. But she does it anyway.
Seemed like the right one. I don't know. Yeah, you can hear the water kind of starts to flow through that pipe again, and the seal holds.
Whew.
Davin and Nim, you guys are heading back down the streets with your tails between your legs.
Yeah, he's shaking his head. I don't even know what I meant back there by I'm taken already. What does that even mean? I'm not
Wait,
seeing anybody.
You're not taken? What? Confused.
What?
And he just sort of scratches his head.
What do you mean?
Said you were taken. I thought you were taken.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why did I say that? I'm not. Just kind of panicked. I don't know. And you could just see there's like a little bit of sweat beating on his forehead. Where is everybody? I don't understand what happened.
They must have fallen down the hole.
Shoot.
These two together. It's just too much.
Falling down. Do you think that we should check on them? They might be hurt. Why wouldn't you say this beforehand if you thought they had fallen down the hole?
Like, it's been so long. Like, they couldn't have just. You think they would have fixed the problem by now? But I don't know how long it takes to go around down there. I don't skulk around the sewers that often.
Hmm. What are we gonna do now?
Well, I think first maybe we should check back with Remus, and maybe they fix the problem. Or the problem's resolved either way. We're gonna get food and a bed, but we also need to figure out why they wanted to break his, destroy his water in the first place.
Yeah, Remus is such a nice guy. I don't know why they would. I don't know what sort of grudge they'd be holding against him or what sort of stake they'd have in it. I mean, he's offering us food and a bed for this job, clearly doesn't have the extra coin to spare.
Would our characters know any reason why Vash or his goons would have it out for Remus?
No, other than he's just kind of a shitty guy. Like,
Guy's just a dick.
you know, he's not officially part of any of the larger thieves guilds, but you know that he basically controls Beacon. Whatever that means, like however he's managed to do that, and he didn't do it by making friends. So
We'll stop by Remus's first, and then we'll go back to the first grade and see if our
Yeah.
friends are still there.
Yeah, trace our steps. I like that idea. I usually do a lot of these jobs with Ray because she kind of thinks a lot better on her feet than I do. So, all right. He's gonna kind of straighten up and look a little bit less defeated by their walking away from that encounter and head back towards Remus.
all right, you head through the busy city streets, and when you arrive back at the tavern, Remus sees you from a ways off, and he's like, "You did it! You did it, lad! I'm so happy."
Yeah, we did it. It's just like, you were right. We did it.
I told you our friends were down there, right?
Saying that to Remus?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you did. I think. Did you? I honestly don't remember. But
Yeah, we did.
the water's back on, and the customers are staying. That was really the big concern. So, I've got money
Before
coming in
that,
tonight.
we have some questions, if you don't mind.
Yeah,
So, is there somewhere quiet we can go talk?
sure. Sal, make sure everyone's looked after. And he comes out from around the bar. Like he was talking to you basically through his window as you were approaching. But he comes out from around the bar and leads you into sort of a back office. It's a mess, but there's enough room for you all in there. And he just goes, "What's going on? What's?"
This wasn't an accident.
Well, not surprised, I guess. But what do you mean? Like, what do you know?
Vash's goons, they were, Brock, remember? Seen him around, big Goliath dude.
Oh, big mean guy. Muscles on his back of his neck and the back of his head is gross.
Yeah, everywhere except up here,
Yeah, he doesn't know what you mean.
So we wanted to get down into one of the grates, and he said that it was his work.
So he's hired by Vash, and
he said if we went down there and fixed it, then he'd go back down there and break it again.
I see. So if he finds out it's back on, he's just gonna go wreck it again.
Or maybe you find yourself with a different problem the next day.
Well, Vash has been trying to turn the screws on me for a while. He wants my tavern, and I keep telling him no. I sent a couple goons by last week, sort me out, and unfortunately, so a couple of the pallies were strolling by at the time and chased him off. So you're right, it's a problem, and I'm not the only one with it around here. Anyone who's got something Vash wants soon finds themselves with nothing.
Only the hollow step in.
Don't be talking about no hollow around here, okay?
Does Nim have any idea what they're talking about right now?
Make a history check.
Okay.
you are aware of the fact that a few years back, a very powerful and wealthy person of nobility in the city was very publicly assassinated. And people at the time were talking about the Hollow as the person who did it, or persons, or
Is this the would this kind of be the person that Nim might have heard Davin telling stories about?
yes.
Okay. Wait, that whole thing is real?
Well, I don't know, but I don't want to bring any judgment from one side or the other around here. So we just keep our heads down and we just do the work, you know?
Oh, you're a good guy.
Back.
Listen, assassins aren't good guys. All right?
Or girls.
Just don't be talking about that around here, okay? I don't. You're
Talking about that.
okay. You're good kids. I don't want to have to kick you out or nothing. So just keep the Hollow talk. Just keep it out of here.
Oh no, we're talking about Vash now.
So Vash is an asshole, basically.
Bashful.
He's a bashful, yes. Don't use that term around any bashers. They'll gut you. That's what they do. Leave you on the streets. So listen, I don't want you to go up against Vash or any of his crew or anything, but as far as I know, Brock and those other runts, they're not Vashers. They're not real Vashers yet. If you could just at least stop them from trashing my pipes again. Maybe I can throw in something extra. I don't know. I don't have much. I'll tell you what. If you can do that, we got a pretty packed house right now. I'll let you perform tonight, and you get 100% of the tips.
Nim looks over to Davin. I make some pretty good tips.
You know, I have an idea.
What is that?
We shouldn't talk about it here.
I see. Well, I think we've taken up enough of your time, Remus. We'll work something out. We do want to help you, though, right?
Well, thank you. I'm here when you return, so do return. All right, don't get yourselves killed over it, but do what you can.
We'll try our best. Spectral hands appears and just kind of like opens the door and lets Davin out, and he kind of just nods at Remus, and as soon as they're somewhere safe to talk about it, he like very giddily asks, okay, what is the plan? Like he's already like half amused.
Before you launch into the plan, there are 3 people in the sewer.
Yep.
What are you guys doing?
Hamish was still just standing there with hands on his hips, happy made a kobold friend. But the pipe's fixed and water's flowing, correct?
Yes.
Cool. So, what do you say, gang? We go get that sandwich?
Yeah, I could go for a sandwich.
Hamish is like covered in sewer goo from like kneeling down and helping the kobold and stuff. He's like, yes, let's go. He just kind of like...
All right, so you're heading back to the Great where you entered?
Yeah, that's a good question. I feel like that might get us arrested. So find an alternative exit?
I guess let's see if there's a grate nearby that we can get out of, but if we can't, then we're not going to get arrested.
All right,
Well, I mean,
you
like,
guys...
we have no tools, right, to open it, so we have to find an open one.
You got a hammer. I know that much.
Make a lot happen with a hammer.
You guys wander around a little bit, and before long at all, you come across a grate, and there's light pouring into the culverts around you. And as you look up at it and you get underneath it, you can see that it looks like it's actually twisted and pulled, and not completely off, but
Wonder if we can get up through that one.
Well,
I can reinvestigate it.
Absolutely. Roll me an investigation, please. Yeah, so you can see that it's heavily damaged. It is still attached to the base, but you can see places where the seams are like broken. And if you're gonna force your way out, this one's already damaged. It might be your best bet. But as you're looking at it, you hear a deep voice going, "Who the hell is that?" And the light suddenly gets darker as 5 silhouettes kind of fill the light above you. And yeah, Brock and his gang are all just looking down at you. That's one of Tim's. That's one of them. We're gonna... we're gonna kill the 5 of you.
Could she just like firebolt it? And then they dash?
Firebolt them or the grate? Like, what are you saying?
Like through the grate? 'Cause, like if I firebolt the grate, the fire might like come up from it, maybe.
If you,
Okay,
I mean, they're all
distraction.
standing over and watching you. If you take an aggressive action, they're gonna notice immediately. So it's your call.
You can still run. Hamish is a lot faster than you guys.
Just gonna look back at the other two.
You're looking down, basically.
and
Yeah.
Hamish kind of sees you and he goes, wait a minute. Is that Brock? And he kind of comes over to the gate. He goes, Brock, you son of a bitch. You were a bastard back then. You're a bastard now. Show us the way out.
Oh, that drunken old Hamish in there.
Yes, it's me. I fell in the fucking sewer again. Find me an exit. These two are just helping me get out of here. There's kobolds and gross things. Just tell me where to get out.
No. You're all friends with the half breed, and he like gestures at Lex just to appease her, kind of thing. And the Davin, the weakling. I know what you're doing down there.
If we are,
What would we be doing down here, Brock? Tell me.
You're fixing the pipe.
What pipe? Why
What
would a
pipe?
pipe be broken? And why would you know about it?
It's right under here. I know you're doing it.
What pipe, Brock? I don't know. Hamish, he's dry as the bone. There's no water.
You're literally soaked.
I'm standing back though. He can't see me. I'm like small in the dark behind past the
I know,
grate.
fire
I'm not
and
in his eye
light.
line.
He give me a deception check. Give me that,
Alright.
actually. Yeah. Yeah, so he goes, oh, maybe I'm wrong. He is an idiot. He falls in the sewer sometimes. And he seems almost won over when you recognize the young woman on his left who puts a hand on his shoulder, and she's like, honey, no, he's lying to you. He's like, what? And this woman is an air genasi who just kind of wears basically like a bodysuit, and like that's it. And she has these ridiculously huge muscular legs. Hamish, you know her because she fights in the same pits as you.
Ooh.
And she is badass. She kind of leans over and goes, Hamish, darling, enough of this. Get up here so I can kick your ass.
Now, Marge, you know it doesn't count if you kick me ass on the streets.
He doesn't even know my name. I don't.
You said I knew her. You didn't give me one, so I just made one up.
That's fair. That is fair. You know her by her fighter name, which is Thunder Thighs.
All right, fair enough. Poison Dart Frog says she's just full of hot air.
Her actual name is Fran.
Oh
I like the
my
idea.
gosh, Hamish, is that you?
Not that Fran. Oh,
Mr.
my.
Sheffield.
I want this to be
No,
at least one NPC.
Yeah.
we'll do that later. Don't worry. We'll get that in there. So that Brock now is seriously like getting himself worked up, and he's just like kicking at the grate now. It's not
You're too
moving.
big to fit down, you dumbass.
Well, we know where the unlocked one is, and we're gonna be there.
Good. Tell me now. Which way do I walk to get to? That's all I've been asking you. I'll meet you there.
He has a moment of clarity. Tell you what. You head south, all right? You come up through that grate. You come back here. We have it out. You got a crew. I got a crew. If you win, we'll leave the pipe.
What pipe, Brock? God damn it.
This is giving me like Warriors vibe.
But when we win, we get the take on your next 2 jobs.
All right, Brock, you make it fair. I take you up on it. But you gotta promise me you'll not be kicking our heads in as we climb out of the sewer.
I'm gonna stay right here and have myself a drink.
I looked at the other two and I'm like, huh?
Hang on. And I'm just gonna reach. How high up is this grate?
It's like 25 feet up to the grate, but there's a ladder.
And they're all like standing around.
Yeah, they're like encircling it.
Okay. I have an idea, but it's going to involve us. I'm not saying this out loud. I'm saying this out of character. It's going to involve us leaving and then waiting for them to not be around the grate for a second.
Okay.
So.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm fine
Is
with that.
anyone else doing any other interacting in this time?
No.
So then they believe that you're going to honor your word, and if you don't, they're probably going to go break the pipe or maybe something else. So they sit down, they have themselves a drink while they wait for your arrival.
All right. So I'm going to, after we head off for a moment, I'm going to say, all right, I have an idea that might help us in the future. Wait here. I'll be right back.
He was just like, looks around at the sewer and he's like, all right. Ugh.
I'm going to try and stealth off, and I'm going to try and stealth from not just the people upstairs, but also these two, because I don't want them seeing what I'm doing.
Okay, roll your stealth check, please. All right. You believe yourself to be hidden. What do you do?
Believing myself to be hidden, I am going to reach into my mouth and grab one of my teeth and just pop it out.
Ah,
And summon this
just do that.
spectral. I'm going to summon this spectral. I'm going to cast Mage Hand and have the Mage Hand carry this tooth up and just put it right on the outside of the edge of the grate and leave it there. And then I'm going to run back.
Yep, that happens.
What?
All right. And then Nora seems to rematerialize near you guys once again.
Ah.
And you guys head back towards the southern grate. Davin, Tim, what are you up to? You're heading back to the grate as well, aren't you? Is that what you're doing?
We were heading towards, I think, where we thought the others went in.
Right.
Yeah, the original grate.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you get there and you find that there is a wagon full of tools and an open manhole and no pipers nearby.
This is exactly what I was hoping for.
Gonna bypass each other.
If we got the tools that are required to open up the grates in the future, might save us a lot of time, and maybe we don't lose our friends next time. And he's just kind of like gesturing to the wagon of tools, like over there. You see, like one of his mage hands just kind of pop up over the wagon and just kind of like point down at the unattended tools.
Is Davin getting any of these very clear signals?
He thinks he has to be over.
He's gonna look around and make sure that they're not anywhere nearby, and probably just go up and take a little thing or two.
Little thing or two.
How much time are you going to spend looking over the tools to make sure what you're grabbing is what you want?
Sure. Maybe like half a minute. No, maybe no more than half a minute.
Okay.
Do you need a distraction, or do you want me to lend you a hand with the
Keep
taking?
a lookout. Give me a signal if anything goes.
All right, you hear a strum of my lute. You know that something is happening. And he's going to take his lute off his back, and he's just kind of tuning it as he kind of like walks around the perimeter a little bit, watching out for anything.
Okay, so I'm going to need perception checks from both of you and a sleight of hand check from Davin, all of which need to be in the tower.
Yep.
That's not a tower. Oh, it was a tower. Oh, never mind.
It was a tower all along.
The tower was really just the friends we made along the way.
Exactly. My notes for these NPCs are ridiculous right now. Air Genasi Thunder Thighs.
Brock on steroids, Brock.
So Timothy is looking out, and as he's trying to keep an eye out for anyone who may be able to spot them, or the pipers or anyone else, you can hear the voice of the river. It's
not now. I'm a little bit busy, but that's what he says, but it just sounds like a garbling, kind of like water rushing noise coming out of his mouth as he's tuning his lute.
Plunge into me. Be with me.
That does sound tempting. He's going to try to resist that though.
Okay. You resist, but you're distracted and you notice nothing.
Yep.
Davin, however, you kind of sidle up to the wagon and you take a quick look in. And as you do a second glance, you see exactly the tool that you know fits these grates because you've taken a good look at a couple of them now. And you just kind of turn and put your hands behind your head and walk away. And no one's the wiser that it's now tucked down the back of your shirt.
Gonna walk up to Tim and be like, "Hey, thanks for keeping a lookout there."
What? Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
He just kind of starts strumming a soft tune. So what do we do now though? I mean, that's good for future use, but
Should maybe wait somewhere. Should we go down? Should someone stay up and keep a lookout?
As you're having this conversation, Ray's head pops up through the hole. There are no pipers nearby. Ray, you have made it to the grate, and there are your friends standing right nearby it. As far as you can tell, they've never left.
we didn't do anything at all.
She is going to come out very happily when she sees like Nim and Davin and just run over to them. Sort of just like give Nim like a side hug. Like, oh, there you are.
Nim kind of like hugs her head a little bit as she does that. You know, he said that you might have fallen down, did you?
Purposefully.
You know, you could have told me.
I feel like, yeah, we both would have come up. Hamish would have come up first, Nora would have came up behind, and then Hamish would have, and
Yeah, all of us have a moment of what the fuck.
It's like, you notice you're also suddenly getting hugged by two people.
Oh.
One of them,
yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Oh, it's you, Nora. Never mind.
I thought you were doing that. Okay.
Hamish is gonna come out of the sewer grate, kind of last, and realizes everybody's like all hugging and stuff without him, and he's be like, all right, break it up. Who's ready for a street fight? And he's gonna kind of he's like hopping a little bit and punching the air.
Yeah, we have to go beat up Brock.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, we do need to, right? He says to Davin, like in full agreement.
Yeah, we were waiting for all of you to do that before we did it ourselves.
You guys were planning on beating him up too.
We
We're
had
just
a
like,
bit
what
of
a
a
small
chat."
world. This is great. We can all.
About grades, we should probably, make ourselves clear of this one.
Oh,
Yeah, I think that's a good
mhm,
idea. Let's
mhm.
walk and talk.
But you guys make your way back through Beacon, weaving through the streets, heading towards where Brock and his crew are hanging out, enjoying themselves, waiting for
Snapping
you.
our fingers.
The streets are getting crowded because it's the afternoon, and for a lot of people that means that their workday is over. However, the crowds aren't going to be flooding back to the residential zones anytime soon because food pickup and drinks for those who are making a little bit more coin and that sort of thing. You've got about an hour where you could probably slug it out in the alleyways and no one would notice.
And then let me know, Shanks, when we're like, I don't know, around the corner, maybe like a minute away from the place.
Sure. I mean, yeah, unless anyone has anything they want to do or say.
As they're walking towards this definite fight, he's like, I know that I've done stuff like this with some of you before, but for those of you that I haven't, I am definitely not a close range fighter, and I'm gonna try to support you guys as best as I can from afar.
That'll be all right. I'll be up there swinging me fist too much for them to see you.
I'll be with you too, Nim.
All right, so yeah, I guess as we come around the corner, Hamish is like, all right, Brock, you dick, we're here.
Before you get there, Nora, what's...
Hold on a second. Hold on. And I'm gonna get us some information. I'm gonna go lean myself up against a wall, find some sturdy place, and project my vision to where I left that tooth and enter a trance.
Ugh.
If you are within 10 miles of the token, you can enter a trance as an action for 1 minute. You can see and hear from this as if you were located where it is.
Right. Okay.
Oh, you planted a bug.
She did indeed. I'm going to go ahead and just share the map with you then.
Ooh.
You've got it ahead of being there.
All right.
So currently the only person not sitting at the table is Sun, who not really sure what her deal is other than she's fucking messed up. But she's basically just leaning against some barrels there and watching and waiting, casually, brandishing her mace.
Okay. And I think are they talking about anything or?
Yeah, they're talking about how they're gonna kick the shit out of all you and then go enjoy the fights at the Lead Cauldron, that sort of thing, you know. And then hopefully the people at the Lead Cauldron put up more of a fight than you losers will. And then, you know.
All right, you could stop. You could just stop.
Yeah, I don't have to listen to this one.
After about a minute of that, Nora pops back into herself, and this tooth that she left there just dissolves into nothing.
What did we see from Nora? Like, is there anything different about her, or does it just look like she just stopped responding?
I basically just went limp. I became incapacitated mechanically.
Okay, then when she comes to, Nim is like holding her like concerned. Are you okay?
Yeah, I don't do that a lot. It kind of hurts, and she grins a little bit, and she's missing a tooth. They're all sat around the table talking shit about us, except for that one weird-looking one.
What
The
weird
one weird looking.
Which one?
Do I know this person? Like, I assume I'm not familiar with Sun.
You know her. Yeah, she came through the orphanage. She
But Nora didn't. So
Nora didn't. Right. So so maybe you don't know Sun. Yeah, that's fair.
Just give a visual description of this person.
She's got very pale skin, very white hair. She's clad in like everything black, like typical like emo goth princess kind of thing.
Oh, that's the one whose name is opposite of what she is. Okay.
So that's they're all sitting down at the table right now, just talking smack. Yeah, they don't look like they're ready in a trap or anything.
Well, that's good.
Alright,
50 people die for the coin that just fell.
Hamish is one of them.
I swear.
All right.
Okay.
So what's your approach, guys?
I mean, if you want to be smart about it, we should get maybe somebody on a roof.
But then I mean, if we don't fight fair, are they gonna?
No one said we was fighting fair.
You think
never
they're gonna fight fair, Devin?
I
He's
never
not going
fight.
to be fighting fair.
They're really not going to.
I'll take up the roof if nobody else wants to.
I mean, I take up the roof, but I don't have any arrows.
Well, then
Well-
probably take up the roof.
Do you
What
have
do you have anyway, Davin?
I have a short bow, but I don't have an arrow.
Don't have any arrows.
Why would you? Why
Alright,
you just bring it for a decoration? Do you?
I had to buy the short bow before
You also notice Devin has like a utility belt that doesn't have anything in it.
Like when you were, it's like when you were 12 years old and saved up money to buy an Xbox, but didn't have enough left over to buy any games.
But I just want to say I would totally give him inspiration right now if he didn't already have it, because like he could have had arrows and he knows it, but he chose to play the poor character instead.
How high up is the roof? Let's.
Depends on the building. I'm assuming you're approaching from the south, unless you want to take the time to circle around.
South is good.
If it's gonna put me more than 60 feet away, I'm gonna take the time to circle around wherever I can be in 60 feet.
You can easily be within 60 feet. 'Cause the southernmost red building there, that's about 20 feet off the ground. You can be in. Is the red building where you want to be then?
Sure.
All right. Well, let's get your token out there.
Is there like some cover or something I can, or just like the roof itself?
Yeah, like there's no cover really available to you on that roof. If you
Okay,
wanted to pick a different one,
Is
maybe
this like
could.
a sloped roof or flat?
It's sloped. Yeah, it's sloped down towards them, kind of thing. The midpoint is off
Okay.
map.
Then maybe I will see if I can get up so I can position myself on this balcony eventually over here.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You could easily make your way across that one and remain hidden, kind of thing, if you stay on like the slope.
Yeah.
Okay. Where's everyone else going? Actually, I can just kind of put you
Hamish is going to be the one making the introduction, so yeah, I feel like
Right.
he's just ready to go right up front.
How do I?
All right,
Okay.
and
you're doing that.
the rest of you can place where you
Cool.
see fit
Where do you think we would have been coming from, the left side or the right?
from the south.
Uh, yeah, I know, but there's the like main building to the south. Are we coming from the left side?
I mean,
or
either would be
does it matter?
fine. Yeah, no, it
Okay.
doesn't. I mean, you
Okay,
can just split up
so
and like approach how you see
I
fit.
think I'm gonna go like right here.
Okay. Yep. Not a problem. So, okay. So, Tim and Ray approach from the left there in the alleyway, kind of keeping their distance, while Davin and Hamish come out front to greet them, so to speak, while Nora's just hidden off behind the fucking roof, just crawling along like a spider monkey. They notice you and they don't even respond at first. They wait. They almost act as if they don't notice you until you're kind of standing there awkwardly for like 30 seconds or so, at which point Brock then downs the rest of what's in his bottle and just chucks it aside, and they all kind of stand up, and as they kind of make their way around the front of the table, Brock seems to single out Davin. He goes, "I want this one." At which point you hear Sun in the corner, "Oh, I really wanted to collect his eyes." Okay.
I like
No,
my
no.
eyes too, but you know they need to stay here.
They can't work if they got no eyes. They can't work, we can't collect, because look at them. They obviously don't have any money. So no killing under any circumstances. I am not going to jail for any of you. We clear?
Hamish is going to be like, "We're clear, Brock. I know the rules. Besides, I wouldn't want to kill you anyway, and then I got to go to your funeral. Half the time I take out of me drinking, and I don't get along with that."
Okay, we give Nate inspiration
Yeah,
for that.
absolutely. He can have inspiration.
That was
as he's smack talking there, Fran steps out in front of him and goes, "Oh, I've been waiting for this opportunity for a long time."
Hamish is going to be like, "And me too, friend. After this, I take you to dinner."
As soon as you say that, you can see the veins in Brock's neck bulging.
Ooh, tension.
Oh, that sounds a little something there. A little insecure about his relationship Andrews.
You guys are fucking ridiculous. Yeah, they all just kind of file into a row, and it's not entirely clear if the others have singled anyone out yet that they want to focus on. All right, let's do this. Everyone roll initiative, please.
Wait. We set the rules. No hit to the balls, no hit to We keep our teeth, we keep our nuts. Let's go.
no smiles and has like a toothless grin.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be
but you
like the
can't-
camera just show Nora on the roof, just like
Yeah, she's smiling. Somehow missing more teeth now. Oh my gosh. All right, let's get some battle
I
music.
gotta do
please,
my
Vix.
thing.
And as soon as Brock says, "Let's
Hey.
do this," you see everyone kind of, if they don't have a weapon drawn, people are drawing weapons and getting ready to fight, kind of thing. They're all just like taking a stance, and like Brock almost immediately is moving forward, but he's kind of bulky and slow. Hamish, however, takes off like a lightning bolt. Hamish, it's your turn, my friend.
Like, you damn kids and your weapons. You never did things like we used to. So I have in front of me multiple targets.
You do, although it does look like Fran's got her eye on you. But
How
if
big
you
is
want to
Fran?
ignore her, she's big, man. Like she's like 6 feet almost. Like you're like up to her very muscular thighs.
Interesting. Fran's right in front of me, and then we got Lex, Brock, Diego, Son. Okay. All right. I am 15 feet out. I have a sling with a +7 to hit. You know, not a lot. Pretty damn good. But I think we're gonna kick this off and be like, all right, let's do this. And he's just gonna run up, and he's gonna like kind of take 2 skips along the pavement, and then do a what can only be described as a 3-foot tall Shoryuken coming up into Fran. Now
Perfect,
it's not
man.
smooth.
No, he's kind of all over the place, but at
Yeah.
the last second he collects it and just launches himself upward. So yeah, let's move you in close to her, target her up, and make your attack roll.
All right. Oh, I didn't target.
You did not target.
Yes, you did. That's a good thing.
It's the only time. This is the only time I'm gonna let a roll disappear. Okay, it's not happening again. Next
All
blunder.
right,
you
make
still
sure I
get
got
the bad
targeted out.
roll.
We're good. It's probably
Yeah.
gonna be worse anyway.
That is a hit. Yeah.
That is a hit. All right. So yeah, Hamish, I feel like kind of cracks it, and then to do up his follow hit, because I'm a monk. Guys, I'm playing the first time I'm playing a monk. I get to do my bonus unarmed attack. Not so much an unarmed attack as he kind of just, as he's falling, awkwardly hits her with his other elbow.
Okay. Well, do your damage on your first attack.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, actually, yeah. You nailed her. So
Hey, oh.
so you're noticing as you're coming up, you're noticing her body's already pretty bruised and beaten.
Monk,
So you
man.
get the feeling she's been fighting today already. But as you come up, you just and like absolutely catch her under the jaw. She doesn't even see it coming, and she just goes into the air and hits the concrete behind her hard.
Oh.
And
I feel Hamish lines. He's like, oh no, oh no. Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
And as you're doing that, you see now Brock has completely turned his body to you, and he is drawing a second axe.
Hamish can be like, so I guess when I with my bonus strike, can I move and then use bonus
You
strike?
can move and attack again, absolutely.
Yeah. He's gonna be like, his movement is kind of him coming up to Brock, be like, no. See, I didn't mean it like that, Brock. It was an accident, I swear. And then he's gonna like trip you, like, oh, he's going forward. And he actually just about to like clip Brock right in the spot where he said not to.
In the
Trying
nuts.
to catch himself. He's gonna try to pretty well bag tag him with an unarmed strike. Yeah.
All right, yeah. Roll your attack. Okay, so change up your targeting. Oh, you're
Oh,
still
shit.
targeting Fran.
Yeah,
That's
right,
no
whatever.
good, man.
It was
No good.
it was a nat 20 with a hit to Fran.
Yeah, but well, it wasn't a nat 20, and you had advantage on it because Fran's unconscious.
Oh my god.
So
All right,
that's-
let's do the proper unflick Fran. Click this guy.
There you go.
All right.
Yeah.
We
Attack
Oh my
roll again.
God. All right. Jesus Christ. All right. To the balls. Nat 1.
Advance into the balls.
And that's totally fair because I gave you the first one. So.
Do you have inspiration? Can I re-roll that? Is that how that
Actually,
works?
yes. Also,
Yeah.
you're a halfling, so
All right, I can
Oh
re-roll
yeah,
ones.
you're a halfling.
Hey, halfling stuff. Cool. Let's just do that.
Yep.
All right.
the luck of the halfling, man.
17.
You, yep, that's
the
it.
modifier. 24. Oh my god.
So he just stumbles and trips and falls, and you actually miss with the first hand. But as you're coming underneath, you bring up your left hand and just completely
Just
sack
punch
him.
him in the fucking.
Roll your damage against him, please.
I was just like, I thought he said not to do that.
Oh, heavy. Oh my god.
Yeah, you feel it, and it's like punching a beach ball. Like it's
Touch you with his little hand. Oh man.
and he's just like holding 2 axes, and he's so beat red, and veins
Hey,
are
we can be like,
bulging.
oh no. Here, just pass me. I'll hold them for you. And that's gonna be the end of his
It's
turn.
like that
That's end of
Goro
turn.
scene
Yeah.
in Mortal Kombat.
Oh my gosh, it is the Goro scene. All right, Devin, you're up.
All right.
Davin, following on Hamish's lead, is going to go up towards Brock, and while he's pulling out his short sword there,
Yep.
and trying to get a sneaky sneak in there. So roll for attack. I gotta probably target him, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You did, yeah. That's a hit though, so you're good. So you can go ahead and you can make your damage roll. Holy shit, dude! Yeah,
I probably
you
didn't
do
need
it
the
now?
sneak attack, but
Keep in mind, he's sitting there with 2 axes going, oh, my
yeah. He's
balls."
just "Ah!" And so, did you want to describe it?
yeah. So Davin's like, "Hey, Brock, you're always saying how I'm not strong," and he just brings down the short sword, slicing across with whatever body he has access to, because Brock is so tall.
Yeah, no, you cut down the length of his arm, and he just like drops the axe immediately, and then just falls onto his back, and he's just writhing in
Holding
pain.
his arm, holding his balls.
Holding his arm and holding his balls. He's just roiling around on the ground, just like, oh, what happened?
Hamish is still like almost trying to help Brock. He's like, no. Like he's like taking his axe from him and putting him beside him. He's like, you'll be okay, big guy. It's all right.
Tim, you are up.
Yeah. Nim just seems completely confused. Like, I thought he just said not to do that. 5, 10, 15. I'm gonna move up a little bit just to see what exactly is going on.
Chaos.
Yeah, chaos apparently. He hears Sun say something weird about Davin's eyes, and it's just like, that's not right. And he just kind of like, his hand with the like rusted copper gauntlet reaches back, and he's just gonna throw something that looks like just like this chaotic ball of energy and water at Sun.
Yeah.
So targeting, great. And I'm gonna cast Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast.
An Eldritch Blast. For 20 to hit.
So she's standing there like
Damn.
scraps of like metal basically strapped to her black clothing. And as you step in and throw this bolt of energy, she brings up this like plank board, like almost plywood wooden shield. And as she brings it up, it just shatters and she's collided with this energy. Roll your damage.
That is.
Yeah. So she's knocked on her ass for a second, and she's like, "What the hell, man?" And grabs a stool, and she's now like using it to get back up to her feet, and she's trying to basically use it like a shield.
Then as his bonus action, he looks over at where is she? Lex,
Mm-hmm.
and is like, you still interested in me? And then he is going to kind of like, he does this gesture with his hand, and the tattoo that looks like tentacles on his arm kind of glow, and then they just fade away. And I'm gonna summon my tentacle of the deep, like right. How do I ping you? Right,
We'll just click and hold.
the square lower, like 1 square lower than where she is.
South of her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yo, you can do that. That's cool as hell.
Yeah, it's a bonus action, and I get to attack with it.
And, like grapple and stuff.
No, it's kind of like spiritual weapon, basically.
Cool.
That's what it is.
That's not actually the way I wanted to do that. Yeah. So target her and make your attack roll with it, please.
I don't have to. It's just from my sheet, right?
Yes.
Okay. That would be a 22.
Shit. Yep. That'll do it. So this tentacle forms out of the ground. It seems like just water rushing up from nowhere suddenly, and then it takes shape into this like weird eldritch tentacle.
It's like almost the same colors that Nim is wearing. It's like green and blue and purple. There you go.
Holy
Max
shit.
damage.
So yeah, The tentacle immediately just grapples around her and like just squeezes her.
As it wraps around her, Nim shoots her a little bit of a wink, and that's gonna be end of turn for him.
You can see her, she's like, "Oh, darling," and suddenly she's like raptured into unconsciousness. She seemed to very much enjoy that.
I kind of got like a Hulk Loki sort of thing, or just bam, 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 bam.
Oh no, it's like wrapped around her and
Yeah.
squeezing her and holding her, and she's
Yeah.
just kind of like floating there in midair.
But she's kind of cool with it, you know.
Yeah, she seems all right with it.
Yeah.
All right, Nora, you are up.
So, Sun and Diego are the only two that are up still.
They're the only two on their feet. Yep,
All right, let's see if I can get.
happened very quickly.
Yeah, and I guess I'll just have to like jump off the balcony to get into range of Diego.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, but that's not an issue for you. So yeah, you just run down, hop down on the balcony, and basically do like a little half flip over the banister and get to your feet on the ground.
And just for cool points, so I can cast a spell and a cantrip as long as one's a bonus action, right?
Yes.
Fireworks. Sorry if there's background noise. So while I'm falling, I'm going to point at Diego and say, "May nature herself freeze you in place where you stand," and cast Hex on him.
Okay.
Mhm.
Sorcerers getting hex these days.
Yeah.
What the hex?
That's so
Wow.
exit bad, Vix. Come on.
Gosh, I'm gonna have to separate from you guys. I'm calling it hexit.
Please proceed to your nearest emergency exits.
Yeah, and then that just happens.
Hex just happens. There's no save or anything.
And then the crackling beam of ice will emit from my finger as I hit the ground, and I will cast Ray of Frost
Oh shit!
on
Make it
Diego.
happen, Captain. So
That's-
Diego, who up to now has just been kind of drawing his dagger and waiting for an opportunity to jump on Davin's back,
Miss.
he looks up at the last second and sees this like beam of blue energy rushing towards him, and he just dives and rolls to the side. He goes, "You'll have to be faster than that."
And speaking of, I'm going to set Hex to athletics or
So,
strength.
Strength. Okay. Good to know. And that's end of turn, I assume, because that's everything you could possibly do.
It is action surge.
You can't be multi-classed at level 1, David.
Level in each class.
He's like, I turn into an elk?
That's right. You thought you got rid of Sunshade.
Now that Brock is down, the sun makes a beeline for Davin and literally just screams at him, "Give me your eyes!" Like
Oh my
reaches for his
God.
face.
What is that there in your eye?
So she reaches out with a melee magic attack towards him. Oh shit! It's a hit.
21 to hit.
Guys, it was nice knowing you.
Without
Was
getting
that a
eaten again.
critical?
No,
Oh.
it's a spell.
If it was, it
so
would have killed him, though.
if it was, it would have killed
Yeah.
him. Is right. It would have probably outright killed him. So she reaches up to Davin's face and just grabs him, and he can feel the life just being pulled out of his body and into her. But he just barely manages to hold on. While that's happening, Diego is going to leap over Brock's body and attack Hamish.
And Hamish should feel like he's still trying to, like, kind of tend to Brock, but also try to, like, I didn't mean to hit you in the balls, man. I'm sorry. Like, I know I broke the rules. I didn't mean to break the rules. You son of a bitch.
Yeah, he just leaps over the body and like just grabs you at the shoulders and just stabs you in the back.
Ow. You
very
bastard, Dab. Must have been a pocket knife. He only wounded me. I'm not heavy.
I mean, he's a gnome. So like his knives are
Okay,
like
so it's
tiny.
Yeah.
Yeah. He wanted to get a good hit in on you, but he just couldn't find the spot, you know? You hear Brock moaning, "I want to be a good boy." And he loses consciousness. Ray, it's your turn.
Ray is going to move up just a little bit.
Yeah.
And then she is going to cast Firebolt, because it's her only distance spell that she has,
Fair.
on to Diego.
Diego?
Yeah.
All right, make sure you... Yep, good. Oh yeah, that's a hit.
Damn. Yeah, I'll do it.
That'll do, pig. That'll do. So while he's stabbing Hamish, this ball of flame just hits him in the back. He's like, "What the fuck?" Is there anything else you can do this turn?
No, there's not.
All right.
Never just like that was really good, Ray.
You hear Lex just kind of groggily moaning. Hamish, back to you.
So I see, like, feel like he stabbed me in the back. He's like, "Ah, you son of a bitch!" And I feel like Hamish, like, just doesn't even move. He just takes his head and throws it back at this guy. Just kind of like headbutts him with the back of his head.
Absolutely. So make sure you got the right target,
Thank you. For
and
that.
and
You have to.
not the former
You have
target.
to.
Where's Brock? I don't see him on the grid.
Oh, he's under. That's why. Sorry. Here you go. There you go. Good.
all right.
Yeah, because he's just standing on him now, right?
Yeah. That's
I'll
a
hit.
hit.
Only just, but that's all you need. Oh yeah. So
Yeah.
so you're kind of like bent over Brock, and he's like on top of you, basically like this, and you just stand up and smash his face in, and he just arcs backwards through the air with like blood spraying out in an arc, and he
one
just
hits the
lands
pavement.
hard on the pavement behind him.
Hamish is just like, like the other two. He was kind of like, "Oh, that looked like it hurt." This guy, he's like, "Fuck him." Like, pulls the knife out, just throws it to the side.
Totally
He's like,
fair.
Jesus, is everyone all right? Looking around.
As you look to Davin, there's still this crazy bitch holding his face and sucking his life force out.
Yeah, he's gonna go ahead and just kind of do some like kind of a little bit close to monk shit. He's gonna get up and then kind of launch himself off of Brock and then just come and throw a right. for
Yeah,
his bonus-
absolutely.
bonus
Yeah,
hit
so
for this.
move you over there, and you can do the same thing. Yes, perfect. And then attack roll. He just steps up on like off of Brock. Brock's huge, so it's like it's a big step, but launches himself into the air. Go for it. Oh yeah, she's totally focused on him. She doesn't even see it coming. Yeah, just clock her. She's immediately out. You're now literally just standing over a bunch of unconscious bodies. The only exception being Lex, who is still wrapped up in a tentacle.
And I feel like she's kind of like just like smiling. and-
She's enjoying it. She's loving every second
You
of it.
see like a second where like the tentacle like kind of like strokes her cheek, but then it just like disappears and lets her down gently so that she doesn't just fall onto the ground. I blame Shakes. I was not planning for this hentai shit.
I'm
You
sure
came
Lex
to the
would
game
approve.
with tentacles. Like that's
He's
That was
an
gonna happen.
innocent bean boy, okay? He doesn't know any of this stuff.
Not yet, at least.
what the battle is
Or
won.
he doesn't.
What?
Can I stabilize Brock?
Yeah.
Like,
They're,
yeah.
yeah. They
Okay.
were
Just wanna
non-lethal
make sure-
strikes,
okay.
kind of thing.
That's what
Like,
I
yeah,
was hoping,
they're
Just wanna make sure they're
unconscious,
not
but they're
gonna
not going to die, and you know
Yeah.
that. But yeah, you can absolutely kind of like Hamish,
I kinda-
knowing his
I kind of
strength,
want to
kinda
like
checks
give
them
him the
all
old
in.
like wake him up and be like, just like stand over to be like, "Well, young man, you learned a lesson, but you fight like a man, and you hit like a god." And he's kind of like, "Oh, wait, no,
I
that was
didn't-
the knife wound."
I didn't even hit any of you. You're all so fucking fast. All right, you win. Fuck off.
I am going to keep concentrating on Hex for the duration, just for fun.
Yeah,
Just
I'm good with that.
just to make the guy feel uncomfortable for the next hour.
So
Yep.
I do know combat's ended, and if Brock's conscious, can I ask him why he did this?
He was paid to do it.
Give me a persuasion check, because
Yeah.
he wouldn't want to give up too much information knowingly.
I think Hamish is going to come at him with the angle of like, look, we all got to make a buck around here. I know how it is, but you know, how you doing it? Why you doing it? Can I get in on this?
As this is happening, Nim is his mage hands have appeared again, and he's just like, "Are you all right, Ray?" And he's just kind of like patting off all of the sewage stuff that has built up on like
Oh,
her
no.
boots and stuff throughout the day.
No.
Yeah. There's some stories that I need to tell you later, but there's Kobold, Jeff, and
Looks very confused and intrigued.
Brock's just like, "Ugh. You got paid to do it. That's all there is to it. All right.
I know how it is. I know how it is.
We're all just trying to get money. So today we were against each other. Maybe tomorrow the same person pays both of us. I don't care. But anyone who stands in front of me is going to get a beating.
Like, look, young man, you be one of us. You're raised in the orphanage just like we are. We're all on
Yeah.
the streets together.
Yeah, they didn't kick you out when you were 9.
Yeah, they don't kick me out now. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, it is weird. We've all talked about it. It's very
It's
weird.
weird, right? It's weird, but hey, free room and board. Ever.
Well, go ahead. You're free to go.
Oh yeah, well, thank ye. He kind of like curtsies over all of the knocked out friends of his.
So you guys, you guys make your way out of the alleyways, and Tim, as you're rounding the corner, you just kind of hear "Give me a call sometime."
His face just goes beet red.
But you make your way back to Remus, who is happy to see you. He can see that Davin's not looking too hot. It's like, "Oh, you're a good kid. You're a good kid. Sorry for the trouble that I put you through. I hope you're not expecting the Vashers to come after you at all, are you?"
Nah, it should be fine.
All right. Well,
Hey.
right this way. Come on. And he grabs a key quickly and like runs you guys kind of all up the stairs and opens up a room. And it's more of like a ward than anything. It's, there's like 6 beds. And so like probably someone else you don't even know is going to be staying in there tonight too. But it's a warm bed, and he's like, we got dinner on. I get you breakfast in the morning. Don't worry about it. In about 2 hours, I think the big service is going to start. And Tim, you can play your tunes, and whatever you make, you can keep.
I appreciate that. It seems like he's pretty used to sleeping in the style of bed being from the orphanage and stuff. But he kind of goes over to Davin as well and is like, do you need a rest or anything like that? I can bring you up some food if you want before I head to my set.
Oh yeah, that would help. I'm not crazy lady. She wanted my eyes.
To be fair, you do have some pretty nice eyes, right?
But I
Right.
mean, I don't think they'd look as nice if they were, outside my head.
That's kind of fair. Yeah. She's always been a little bit off, right? And he looks over to Hamish and Ray, who have also grown up with Sun.
yeah, she has
It's a little
issues.
bit strange.
You recall that she was put in a room kind of like the one you're in now when she joined the orphanage. It's about 5 other people that were in the room. By the end of the week, the room was hers. Nobody was willing to sleep in the same room as her, and you never knew why.
Did they all have their eyes?
They They did. They may be feared for them, as you're guessing now.
It all kind of makes a little bit more sense now.
But you guys have worked a hard day's work. You got into a fight that was a little bit rough, but you found yourself room and board for the evening, and you didn't need to spend any of your 2 copper pieces that you have. And so it was a good day in the slums of Adagrine. So come back next time, and we'll see what else these crazy characters can get into.